Welcome back, Trailblazers. If you're new here, I'm Alicia. Today I'm hanging out with Denise Ann Willis, who helps women recover from toxic relationships. Denise, it is great to have you on the podcast.
Thank you, Alicia. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. I would love for you to kick us off. Tell us a little more about who you are and who you help.
Okay, well, my company, Life by Design, we help women that have come out of toxic relationships, most of them feeling broken or hopeless. We help them recover, build their self-esteem, and I know it all because I've been there. I myself have gone through this journey, and I luckily found a great coach that helped me get through it, and I just really want to pass that on to the world. I want to help women come into their full self and to feel empowered.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you have made it through your own story and that now you've decided to help other women. What was it along the path that really made you want to reach behind you and help others who were going through similar things?
Well, funny you should ask that, as I wrote the book on loving yourself, and it's my entire memoir. I'm very transparent. I cover everything from childhood all the way through my many relationships and into the healing process. And at some point, after feeling totally broken, after being in a narcissistic relationship, I finally got on my knees and said, God, what am I doing wrong? And Spirit whispered, you're looking outside of yourself for love. So that is my whole purpose, is to teach women how to recover and learn to love themselves.
Yeah, I think that you're not alone in that. There's a lot of people, a lot of women who are doing the same thing. What is the secret then? What is the secret to loving ourselves, building that self-confidence, and not looking externally for that love and validation?
Well, that took me a long time. That's a long time to do that. And one of the things I had to do was I disconnected from any kind of relationship, not my girlfriends, but any male relationships. And I learned to love myself. It took a process. I learned to figure out what I liked, what my favorite color was, what I wanted, because I'd always morphed into whatever the other person wanted. Always. The way I was raised to be a people pleaser, which is very dangerous, very dangerous. So I was actually like a magnet for men that could control me, and had some very horrific relationships where I was beaten and raped. And thank goodness I have faith in the Lord, and he helped heal some of those inner spots. But on the whole, you just have to put yourself first. And I know sometimes they make us think that that's selfish, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I would love to hear what are the challenges that you see with the women that you're working with in building that up? You mentioned people pleasing, which I think is a huge thing that a lot of women deal with. Was there anything else, any other thing that keeps us attracted to that toxic type of relationship, or keeps attracting that to ourselves?
Well, and I don't want to be bad on my mom, but she raised me the best way she knew how. But it started in childhood, actually. I just imagine going through photo album, looking at the pictures, and not once is she smiling with me, not once. Mm-hmm. So there really is a scientific, there's research that shows that if a mother doesn't look lovingly into her child's eyes and stuff, the child doesn't feel loved, and certain neural pathways never develop. Mm-hmm. So my brain did not get wired for healthy relationships. So that was one. And the other thing that happened to me as a child is I was 3, barely could stand up at the sink. And I stood up to her, just one little pushback. And oh boy, she drugged me into the bathroom. And I don't know if you girls remember, but ivory soap, a big bar of ivory soap in the mouth. And you know what? It wasn't just that. She broke me. I never learned to stand up for myself until I healed. So once again, I just was a prey for these men that could control me. And once again, I was searching for love outside of myself. So I thought I could get it from them. And the truth is, you can't. I mean, you have to love yourself. If you love yourself, then you actually have more to give.
What was it that made you finally see that and then start taking a stand and making this change?
Well, you know how the little saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's what happened. I went to a ladies' luncheon and I met Martha. She was a life coach. She just gotten certified, and she gave me her card. And one day I was having a horrible time at work, and I thought, I want to quit, but I can't quit. Got to eat, got to pay rent. So I called her. And from that day forward, I started coaching with her. And she taught me so many life skills that I didn't know. She taught me boundaries, integrity, self-care. It just goes on and on. And that's basically what I teach as well. Because once you have that, once your cup is full, you have more to give. So once again, I had to put a sign up in my house that said it's all about me. And I know that sounds conceited, but I had to keep reminding myself it was about me. Because when you're a people pleaser, you know, it's hard to break that little habit. I still please, and I love to serve, but I am number one in my life as far as that goes. God's first, and then me.
It makes me think of something that I've held on to for a while, and that's the statement that a strength that overperforms becomes a weakness, and you hit right there on your strength is serving, and when it overperforms, it becomes people pleasing, right? Yes. There are a lot of us out there who do similar things. Denise, you talked about setting boundaries, like having clear boundaries and helping people through. Is there any other strategies, advice that you would give to the women listening that they can implement into their lives?
Well, another thing that really helped me was affirmations. I know people think, oh, you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. Well, yeah, you are. But your subconscious is really what runs the show. Our conscious mind does the daily stuff, but the super mind is the subconscious. So when you repeat those affirmations over and over again, you actually repattern, you rewire your brain. And yes, in the beginning, I did one. Mine was, I'm a good person. I cried for 2 weeks. Every time I said that, I just burst into tears because I didn't believe it. But after a while, I mean, I know in my gut it was true, but somehow I didn't believe it in my head. But so affirmations are very easy to do. All you have to do is use your own words, put them in the present tense. And the very powerful ones start with I am, which is also kind of faith-based. God said I am. So that I have found affirmations to be fantastic. I do some mirror work with them. I have Post-it notes around. So I would highly recommend that. Also, I'm not pushing my book, but in my book, at the back of every chapter are takeaways. So there's some great stuff you can get in that book if you want to just try to do some of this on your own.
Yeah. Well, I love that. And I don't think it's wrong for you to talk about your book here. It's totally appropriate. Also, just shameless plug, it will be in the show notes. So everybody, if you're listening, you can head there if you want to grab it. Also, tell me what's been a really proud moment for you, Denise, in doing this work, in working with other women.
Did you say a problem?
A proud moment.
A proud moment. Yes, I have one of those.
Yay. Good.
Yes, one of the girls that I'm working with, unfortunately, was sex slaved. And she left her narcissistic husband with her child and 2 suitcases and flew home to her mom. And when I first met with her, she wouldn't even make eye contact with me on the Zoom. And her voice, she didn't have a voice. And after coaching her just like for 4 weeks, she's all excited. She's looking at me. I can see a light in her eye. There's hope. She's feeling really good. And part of it is because, you know, I've got their back. My people, I've got their back, and I believe in them when they don't believe in themselves. And that's what my coach did for me. So to me is so exciting, because once she gets more healed, she wants to be able to go out and speak about some of her experiences, which would be very, very good with the sex trafficking and stuff. We know how bad that is. So I'm excited. And also with her learning boundaries and stuff, she can teach that to her little girl. So that's my proud moment. She's my favorite right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible to be able to give her voice back or help her find her voice. I think that's so fantastic. What are you doing to really spread your message and draw people into your world so that you can help women like her?
Well, right now I do post social media. I have not gotten a lot of response on that. It's not something I totally love doing. I like talking to you where I can see somebody, but talking to the phone. But anyway, that's out there. But more so, I do book signings. I do speaking engagements here in town. I go to networking events and the chamber, just local organic stuff. That's where I'm at this point. And I do some YouTube. Got to do some more YouTube, the longs. That seems to capture more people than the little short ones. But
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. I love that you pointed out something there. Like, you don't love looking at the phone, but you love doing this. And that is something that I always tell people. If you don't love creating social media content, do this. Guest on other people's podcasts, because it gives you social media content without you having to feel that like slog of content creation that nobody really, there's very few people who actually love that. So this is an awesome way to share your story and to create that social media content without the sit down, figure out what to say, talk to the phone when nobody's actually listening. Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you. I like this, like, back and forth, the conversation. Yeah. It's a great way to share stories. Mm-hmm. So tell me where you want to go from here. What are you growing all of this into?
Well, I want it to be where women can access me if they need me. I want to spread the word, as much as I can, that, we are so powerful if we believe in ourselves. And the mothers, oh my gosh, how they can affect their children and help them become wonderful citizens, wonderful women. I want a transformational movement, okay? I want it to be women learning to love themselves. When you get with your girlfriends, how much energy is there? And I want people to have that by themselves, even, to really feel that I love myself, I love my life. That's what I'm wanting.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm with you. I think that's fantastic. You're on a great mission, sharing your story like this and creating community where women can learn to love themselves, even when nobody else is in the room, even when nobody else is there to tell you that you're doing a good job. Your favorite color, the things that you like and that you don't like, and you're capable of building boundaries around your time and what you're willing to give to other people. I think that's beautiful. And I love that you're doing this. Are you building a community around women, like on the front end of this, like a Facebook group, anything community wise?
I have two Facebook groups. One is community. The other one is private, just for clients. Obviously, some of the clients that would come in and work with me would be need safety, and they would be afraid to put themselves out there. So we have a private community when they're ready to join it. But I do have another Facebook that people can join, and we can share stories and go back and forth and have fun.
I love that. I love that you have that, because for women especially, and this comes up as a theme across the podcast episodes that we do, we crave that community and that, in those moments, especially when you're going through healing, knowing that you're not alone. So having that on the front end, I think that's such a beautiful thing that you're creating. Denise, I could keep you all day talking about this. I would love for you to tell people a little more about your book, where they can find you, how they can take a next step if they're wanting to connect with you from here. Tell them where to go.
Well, they can go to my website, DeniseAnnWillis.com, and go around there. I think y'all are going to post that link for the free resources as well. There's boundaries and other affirmations. There's some things on there that PDF downloads. One of the things that I will say is I customize every one of my programs according to what the woman needs. We go through and have a consultation call. But I will say this right now, I have a little one more little pilot program for 1 or 2 women that want to get on for some free coaching. It's 3 weeks. You have to do the work. You'll get some lessons sent to you. You have to do the work, and then we can meet on a Zoom call and work from there. But it's amazing the connection that you can make with someone, and to believe in them when they don't believe in themselves is just fantastic. And that's what my coach did for me. And that's what I want to do for everybody else.
Awesome. I love it. Well, everything that we have talked about, all of the resources, everywhere where you can connect, it'll all be in the show notes. If you're listening and you're interested, head there, grab those links and make that connection.
Right.
Denise, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your story with us, and for doing the work that you're doing. I love it.
Thank you, Alicia. So great to see you.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. For everyone listening, head to the show notes, grab those links. If you found value here today, which I know you did, we would love it if you'd like and subscribe. Share this with someone else so that they can hear the value as well. And if you'd like to be on the podcast, we would love to have you. There's a link in the show notes to apply. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you in the next one.